So Velnos, you are down in front of this thing, so you're gonna be picking a fight with him. I don't think anybody else followed you. I think Raka and Kane and Arch are all back up on the hill. I'm gonna give you the attack of opportunity on this one because he is preoccupied with Cham right now. So roll to attack with your tendrils, and you're rolling for the eyes. So that's kind of gonna negate the attack of opportunity. So you're not you would get a +2 for the attack of opportunity, but you're gonna get a -2 for the targeted roll. So it was an 18 for the eyes and a 27 for the ears. All right, so the 18 will not hit. The 27 will. So the 27 is able to hit his ears. So Velnos, you're going to stick a vine through his ear. All right, so that means you're going to have to roll for whatever damage you're going to get on that. I believe I told you what your tendril damage is. That's going to be aggravated too because you're doing it to an ear canal. All right, so that's going to be doubled because it's aggravated damage. So that's going to be an 18. So you did 18 damage to his ear canal. All right, so basically what happens is you jam that right in his ear. So he begins immediately grimacing in pain because that's a very sensitive area. He's going to do a grapple check to grab that vine. Yeah, so that's +23, which makes that into a 37. So he grabs your tendril. I'm going to give you a reflex save to disconnect the cable before he slings you. Oh, Velnos. He gets a +7.
Can I see if I could throw like a shuriken to see if I could sever?
Roll a spot check because you're still within the mist, so it's going to be kind of difficult for you to see. So roll a spot check to see if you can see what's happening, and then you're going to take a -2 to a throw. Oh no, you don't see what's happening. All right, so Cham, you don't see anything that's going on out there. You just hear stuff. So Velnos, he's going to whip your ass against the fucking stone wall. So I'm going to roll a strength check for him to see how bad this is. All right, it's not terribly, terribly bad. So that's a 4. So I'm going to say, based on what he's doing and because you're still wearing the armor, I'm going to say that's going to be 2d12s worth of damage. So I'm going to roll those. So that's 20 damage to you for hitting the wall. After that's done, you are able to disconnect the vine so he doesn't do that again. Are you guys going to move anywhere near this, or are you just going to let him murder both of them? Because that's probably what's going to happen.
So my question is, are they anywhere near the carriage with the blood in it?
The carriage that supposedly had the blood in it is now, again, it's behind Vorgol now. It's behind where he's standing because he pulled it behind him and it smashed into a rock wall. The front of it's like splintered, the front wheels are busted up, but the main part of the carriage is still somewhat intact. The front's just all smashed up.
I don't really care about them. I care about that, so that's where I'm going.
So you're gonna try and go to the carriage?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and head to the carriage to either blow it up or do something with it, because that's the more important thing. These guys, I can bring them back from the dead.
All right, you're gonna have to do a move silently in order to get past Vorgol.
I'm gonna let you know right now, I cannot do moves silently. I guess we're going into combat.
Uhtred and Kane, are you guys going to engage in combat as well?
Roll initiative, and my initiative is...
Alright.
I just rolled, and I got a 7.
I just like the idea of her just walking down with the face palm, heading towards this monster.
Yeah, it should be this person.
I'm gonna say it's dissipating now. As combat is beginning, I'm going to say it's dissipating.
Do I see it dissipating?
Yes, you will see the mist dissipating because everything else around you will become visible.
I'm gonna go invisible. I'm gonna launch myself towards his side and see if I can stick on him without him knowing.
So you cast invisibility, you're gonna have to roll a grapple check to latch onto his side.
Fuck!
You leap towards him, but as you try to grab onto the armor, it's just too clean and too slick for you. So you just kind of fall off onto the sand, but you're still invisible. He doesn't notice because you're so small. So you're still hidden. So you don't have to roll initiative as of yet. So what it's going to do is it's going to go Velnos, Kane, Vorgol, Raka, and then Arch. And then Cham, when you attack, you'll go into the order around where you attack. So what are you trying to do?
See, that's the jump to get like on his back.
That is enough. I will say that is enough. So when it comes to it, you'll be able to get up there.
Who is it next to me up on the hill again?
Raka and Kane.
So, out of the two of you, which one of you is a better fighter, person to person? Just real quick.
That should be kind of obvious, considering one's a tiny little toad and the other one's an armored death machine.
I don't want to touch you, but I will. I'm going to give you something that I've just acquired. She very gently pokes him and casts Righteous Might. Doubles his size, multiplies his weight by 8, gets a +4 bonus to strength and a +2 to constitution. +2 to AC, and damage reduction by 3 against evil or 3 against good if you're negative, which...
So you doubled his size. So Raka, how tall was Uhtred?
He was like 6'5".
Yeah, so okay, so you're
Tall
13 feet tall now, so you're about half as big as the boss. That means that Raka is ready for battle, so all you guys are going to engage in combat except for Cham, who's invisible. So that means, Velnos, you're going to go first. So you get back up to your feet after that little mountain smash deal, and you kind of work out the kinks, so you're ready to do whatever you're going to do. So you can choose what you want to do to him. All right, so you're going to double punch to the balls. You start growing roots out of your fists, and they form into almost what looks like ram horns, massive ram horns at the end of your hands. And you're just going to go straight to the nuts with those. So roll for attack. The first one's definitely going to hit. The second one will not. So you're going to hit him with one of those punches. I'm going to say that's going to be 2d8 plus 3 bashing damage. So roll 2d8 plus 3. So that's 24 damage to his nutsack. Velnos, so your character just kind of like is pissed off now. So he forms those ram fists and he just runs up and just haymakers right in the groin of Vorgol, like right in between his nuts, while he's kind of distracted looking over because Raka just ran over the hillside, doubling in size. He's kind of distracted by that, so as you punch him in the nuts, like that definitely got his attention. It looked like it hurt, but he doesn't look like he's really been hampered at all. Next up is going to be Kane. Kane, what are you going to do?
Shoot the biggin.
He's the one that killed your pet's mom.
Okay, then yeah, let's shoot him in the sack.
That's going to be a targeted attack.
Magnum round.
If you're going to use Magnum and it's a targeted attack and it hits, that's multiplied twice and then twice again.
So then it would be 22.
Which would hit.
Oh, let's go!
It barely hits. That is actually the line. So roll for damage, and then we'll do the multipliers. 21, so that's going to multiply by 2, which is 42. And then that's going to be multiplied again, because 84. It's a targeted attack, to 84. So you did 84 damage to his ball sack. Velnos, you punched him in the balls, so that got his attention. So he turned his attention towards you. And as he does that, you just see this massive fucking bullet whiz in and smash right into his groin area. And the Kane, since that is a Magnum round too, it's going at very high velocity, so the armor is going to be kind of torched around his nutsack. But that's 84 damage, but he is still very much combat capable, and it is now his turn. He also gets 3 attacks per turn, by the way. He turned his attention towards the people that are running down the hill. So here's an interesting little fact that was mentioned to you guys earlier that is going to come up now. He has the ability to roll himself into a ball and roll towards you as a rolling death ball. He is doing that to the 3 characters that are running down the hill at him right now.
Awesome.
So
I'm going to brace for him and hit him like a fucking golf ball with my greatsword.
So here's what's going to have to happen for that to work. So first off, what's going to have to happen, because this is not like a movement action, this is an attack action that he's doing. So he's going to try and attack you. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to beat his attack. Okay, so that's plus 15, so that's 26. So Raka, in order to do this, you're going to have to roll above a 26 for your attack to toss him back.
Hey, Mike, is 40 enough?
Holy fuck! Yeah, no, 40's enough. Raka, roll, because you hit. Roll to, because this is kind of an attack of opportunity for you, so roll damage. That's 12 damage. So Raka, basically what you do, because he does have very thick armor on the outside, I'm going to say that 12 is going to stand the way it is. So basically what happens is you take that greatsword like a baseball bat, and you thwack him so fucking hard that his rotation completely stops, and you shoot him off like a fucking beach ball. He hits the mountainside kind of like Velnos did and comes down, and after that he kind of gets back into like an attack formation again. So that was his turn. I'm going to count that as Raka's turn because he is next in the combat order anyway. Okay, so now it is going to go down to Arch.
Syra's going to cast a serious enema of boost to the next person who comes next to her. So she's going to prepare her spells.
Velnos is the next one that will be up in the combat order.
All right,
so,
if he wants to come over and get butt touched.
Yep, he says he wants a boosting, so you give him the best back massage ever.
How far away is he from me?
You're right next to him. So you jump on his back after he comes down from the cliff hit there.
I'm going to start spider crawling my way up towards the back of his neck. Make my way like just above the eyes. Can I do a stealth attack to his eyes?
I'm going to say move silently to get there. And he's going to also have to roll a check to see that he doesn't notice you. Okay, so that's 32, so that means he's going to have to beat a 32. That's a 10. Okay, so that's 17, so you did beat him. So you are able to get in position. At this point, you're literally right on top of him. So I'm not going to say that you need to roll to hit because he didn't notice you.
So it is an attack of opportunity, so crit, right?
Yes. The 18 is doubled to 36, plus the 22 is 58. So that did a bit more damage. So you blinded him in that eye by doing that because the Darksaber cauterized the wound, basically. So you did a large number to him. So he's shaking around now. He's pissed off. He's in a lot of pain because you stabbed him right in the eye. Also, Velno stabbed him in the ear.
And, you know, getting shot in the balls couldn't hurt.
So that means you're going to go in the order right below Arch because that's where you entered. Airwalk. Subject treads on. So that means he can walk on air. So he can run on the air.
Yes.
Okay, so Velnos, you're going to try and garrote him around the neck. So because you can walk on air and you can get above him, I'm going to say you basically do kind of like a lasso thing with your vine. So that's going to be a grapple check. So the grapple check will basically be your attack roll. Ooh, man. Okay, 31. He's going to do a strength roll to see if he breaks your vine. That'd be a 28, so he does not. So what I'm going to say happens is as you wrap the vines around his neck, they spout these little serrated thorns, and you're just going to kind of rotate those around like a chainsaw to try and cut his head off. For damage, if you stay grappled, and because of the aggravated damage that can cause, I'm going to say that it's going to be 3d10 plus 5. So that's going to be a base 26. So basically what happens is you go around and you start to basically what happens is as you're rotating the thorns around, they start clinking against the armor. You can't really get a good seal around the back end, but you're able to do a lot of damage to the front part where his throat is. Half of it is just kind of still clinking off the armor. So you're on his back now. So now it's going to go down to, I believe, Kane again. Yes.
Right.
So Kane, Cham is on top of his head, stabbing him in the eye, and Velnos is basically on his back now, rotating a vine chainsaw around his neck to try and kill him.
I'm going to aim at an explosive round, and I'm going to try to hit him in the knee.
And that will also destroy the armor around his knee.
Yeah. Oh, let's go.
27. Okay, that's going to hit. Okay, so that's 15. All right, so you do 15 damage. So you don't cripple his knee, but you do shred a lot of the armor off of his leg, and the explosion kind of rocks him a little bit. So he kind of drops down to that knee for a second, but he gets back up. All right, so yeah, so he's pretty pissed off. It is now his turn again, and he's not going to go into his ball form. He's going to try and get the people off of him. So his first attack is going to be, he's going to roll a strength roll to shake you guys off. And that is a plus 10, so that's a 23. So you guys are going to have to beat that with a grapple check in order to stay on.
Ah, shit.
All right. Cham, you're going to go off. Velnos, you're still going to stay attached and keep chainsawing his head. So you're able to land on the ground. You have the Darksaber out, so you're still ready for combat. So he didn't injure you, but he did get you off. Now it's Velnos, and he still has 2 attack rolls to do. So Velnos, he's going to do a grapple check to grab the vines that are around his neck, even if it's going to shred his fingers a little bit. Yeah, his grapple is a plus 23, so that's going to be 33. So Velnos, you're going to have to roll higher than that. Jesus Christ, man. As he tries to pull the vine off of his neck, you just snap it right back into place, so it just keeps doing its saw thing. So he's getting kind of pissed off now, but his last attack, he's just going to whip his tail around and try and smack Cham away from him. That's a 20. So his base melee attack is going to be 2d10. All right, so he hits you for 13. That's going to be doubled because he rolled a 20, so it's going to be 26 damage. So he whacks you right in the stomach to get you as far away from him as possible. He still has Velnos on his back, which is keeping most of his attention, but he is aware of where everybody else is. That is the end of his turn. So that means that we are now going to go to, I believe, Raka. So you are still doubled in size, and you still have all of those bonuses, so you can choose what to do. He is sitting in front of you.
Yeah, I am going to use this opportunity of him being grappled, and I'm just going to go straight swing for the neck while it's being in the middle of being sawed off.
Okay, roll for attack.
And while I do that, I am smiting him.
Roll your attack roll then, you have to beat a 22. You get a plus 28, you should have just told me that it was an auto hit.
I just felt like I just like to show off a little bit.
Okay, so that will hit. All right, that's 26 damage. So yeah, so you swing with your sword and you carve right around his neck and chest area. You don't hit Velnos's vines as he's doing it, fortunately enough, but you are able to carve through the armor because of this disgusting size of the sword that you have now. So he's bleeding a bit, but he's not, again, he's still pretty much 100% combat capable. So now we go down to, I believe it is Arch next.
I have one more butt touch I can do.
Okay.
if somebody wants to come to me.
I'll hand it to you.
So prepare action. So when Cham comes to me, it's just gonna hit, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna nail him with aid, guidance, and divine favor all in one. So guidance +1 to 1 attack roll, saving throw, or skill check. Divine favor is +3 on attack and damage rolls. And then aid is +1 to all attack rolls and saves against fear. So you get 13 temporary hit points.
All right, so that'll be Arch's turn then, because you cast that spell.
I'm like prepping my jump. I'm going to try to spear him in the other eye.
I'm not going to make you roll the jump check. I'm going to make you roll an attack. 25, that will hit.
Oh, and that's also a crit.
So you do 68 damage to his other eye. So you are able to do his other eye. So you have blinded him. He's going to take a -2 to some of his future attack rolls. I'll say that you're able to stay on him for the sake of that you already hit him. So he's just going to have to try and shake you off again like he did before or do something. So now it is going to go all the way back up to Velnos. All right, so yeah, you're going to keep doing the chainsaw to the neck. All right, so Velnos, I'm going to have you do a grapple check as an attack roll. You're going to stay grappled, so now if you rotate that, you're still going to do the same damage you did before. So just you can just roll the damage because that grapple is going to be your attack roll. So you did another 17 damage to him on that roll, so that's going to be your turn, Velnos, again, because you're using both hands to do that, and you do still stay on his back. So now we're going to go down to Kane. Kane, what are you going to do?
Okay, then we'll shoot him with another explosive round.
Are you going to shoot him in the other knee, or are you going to shoot him in the knee that you already broke the armor off?
Actually, let's shoot him on the knee where they already broke the armor off. That'll probably have a better impact.
That's going to be a targeted attack, so it'll be -2.
Oh, let's go. That's a 19. That's a crit.
Yep, that will hit. And that is a crit as well. So yes, that's a targeted attack that will crit, so it's going to multiply twice again.
Let's go. This is going to hurt a lot.
God.
54 times 2 is 108.
Yep, you did 108 damage to his knee. You blew his leg off.
Ooh, stop, man.
That went into his knee, exploded in the center of his knee, and blew his leg completely off. So he's off balance now. He has to put his arm down to make sure he doesn't fall over, and his leg just kind of flops on the ground. What he's going to do is, since it's his turn now, is he's going to roll into a ball again. And he is going to try and roll over Kane and Cyrus, since they're both kind of in the same area, and Raka as well. So Raka is going to be able to try, I guess, and stop him again. Basically what's going to happen, though, is Velnos, as he's doing that, he's going to start rolling, so you're on his back.
And I'm on his head, too.
Well, his head tucks inside, so you might be able to stay on there on the inside, but he's on the outside. You can do a reflex save to try and disconnect from him before he gets into his full sphere mode. 17. I'm going to roll his attack roll. If his attack roll is above a 17, which it probably will be unless he rolls in that one, then you are probably not going to be able to get off in time. Okay, he did not roll in that one. So basically what's going to happen, Velnos, is you try to go off, but you don't quite make it. So you're going to get run over by him. So Velnos, that attack is going to be 4d10. So that's 15 damage. So you take 15 damage from getting bucked off of him. That was just kind of a coincidental thing because Velnos was on his back. He's actually aiming for Kane directly because Kane's the one that just blew his fucking leg off.
Bring it on, bitch.
So he's rolling towards you. So Raka, are you going to try and do your sword trick again?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
So you're going to
Except this time I'm going to add a little smitey smite to it because I got one more.
I'm going to count this as a separate attack roll because Velnos was kind of coincidental. But he's going to get his plus 15 to his attack bonus. All right, so that's going to come out as a 24.
Yeah, right now it'll be my attack bonus is 28.
Then you automatically beat him. You're going to be able to basically do that again. So you can roll damage on your greatsword to launch him back.
Cyrus standing behind him going, What? What? What?
All right, another 23 damage. Okay, you kind of do the same thing you did before, where you launch him back and he kind of hits the wall and like unfurls.
Oh, god damn it.
Because you rolled a 1 to stay on, I'm not going to have you roll a balance check. I'm just going to say you fall on the ground. I'm going to give you 1d10 worth of damage. You take 5 from falling off of him. But he is also kind of knocked back now. And Raka, again, like last time, I'm going to count that as your turn because you were next in combat. So now it's going to go down to Arch. So what are you going to do for this one?
Cyrus really only got heal spells left. Who needs a diddlin for mama?
I mean, Cham's been injured, but he's currently prone.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a Cure Serious Wounds. It's just a 3d8 plus 9. There you go.
So that is... All right, so you get 25 of your health back, Cham. So that's going to be Arch's turn. Now it's going to go down to Cham. So you get up from your prone position, so you can. This is your turn, so you can do what you want now.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm launching myself, same thing I did with the eye, but towards his gaping, gushing taint. And I'm just
Why did you have to put it that way? So you're gonna launch yourself at that. So roll for attack. That misses. So you kind of go up there and you try and do something, but he moves around too much, so you're kind of forced right back to where you were. So now it's going to go back up to Velnos. Velnos, what are you going to do now that you're off of his back? How big of a hammer do you want to make? You can make a hammer, yes. I'd say you're probably going to wind up doing about 3d12 worth of damage if you come down and hit with it. Okay, that is not going to hit. You come down with the hammer, but he backs up enough where you miss or the axe, and you just miss and it goes right into the ground. So that's going to be your turn. Now it's going to go down to Kane. Kane, are you going to try and hit him again?
Might as well. I'm gonna aim for like his elbow joint area on this shot. 22.
22, that's just barely enough to hit. That is a targeted attack. Are you using a magnum round?
Yeah, might as well I'd do a magnum round, you know.
It'll auto crit, so
Yeah.
you can roll for damage on that. So it's going to crit and then crit again.
Oh,
That's 42, which then turns
84.
into 84. So you blow all of the armor off of his elbow, and he just kind of falls down a bit more onto it, kind of like onto his face and his chest, because he's not really able to support himself after the blast. All right, so he is severely damaged at this point. You have done a lot of damage to him, but it is now going to be his turn. So he's going to roll into a ball again, but he's going to instead try and go after Velnos, since Velnos is right in front of him. So Velnos, I'm going to have you roll a reflex save, and you're going to have to roll that against his attack. So that is going to be a 34. Okay, you did not beat a 34 with that. So that's going to hit. So that's going to be 4d10 worth of damage. All right, so that's 24 damage to you, Velno. So he runs you over again, and at the same time, you were fairly close to him, and he has a wide movement speed. So he's actually going to try and rummage back. He's going to aim for Kane this time, because Kane keeps fucking shooting him. So Raka, I'm going to give you the ability, if you want to do a reflex save to get in between them, you have the ability to.
I will do it.
All right, roll a reflex save, and we'll see if you can get in between them quick enough. You're going to have to beat his base attack roll, which is a 34.
Oof, this is probably not going to happen.
13.
All right, yeah. So you don't get in between the two of them fast enough. Kane, you can roll a reflex save to try and jump out of the way. Again, you'll have to beat a 34.
Aw.
Okay, you don't. So he's gonna hit you, and that's gonna be 4d10. All right, that's 19 damage. So he hits you for 19. So that is enough. So after he hits both of you, he then unfurls from his ball behind you, and he's now behind where Arch, Raka, and Kane are. Kane just got smacked, so he's in a prone position right now.
God damn.
And Velnos. So that was his roll. So that means it's going to go down to Raka. So what are you going to do? Are you just going to try and attack him again?
Yeah, I'm going to do what I do best.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely going to hit. Again, you didn't even need to roll. It's a plus 29. He has an AC of 22. All right, 27. So you're going to attack with the greatsword, I assume?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you swing with that, and you carve him again. So he's another 27 damage. So that hurt him quite a bit. He's not doing too great. So now that was Raka's turn. So it's going to go down to Arch.
I'm gonna fucking slide in and raise dead on the dragonborn now that we're actually down on the battlefield.
Okay, yeah, you're down in that area now. So Cham coup de grace all of them when they were in the mist. So all 6 of the dragonborn that were killed rise from the dead and are now your undead slaves.
And I just pointed the big one and said, fuck it to death.
Okay, they understand completely. So you now have 6 dragonborn. So that's going to be the end of your turn. Now it's going to go to Cham.
I'm going to jump myself to get closer. I'm going to use that as a minor action.
Okay, roll a jump check just to see how far you actually go. You're able to get to Raka's position, like the front line area.
All right, and I'm going to launch my grappling hook onto him, bring me myself closer.
Dexterity check. So, all right, I'm going to say that it's able to hook onto him. So you're going to pull yourself to him.
Yes, I'm going to lash myself onto him.
I am going to roll a reflex save because he did feel the hook latch onto him. So he might flail around. We'll see. So Cham, he rattles himself around after you hit him with that grappling hook. And the hook pops off, but your momentum carries you. Roll a grapple check to see if you can snag onto him before you fly by. I'll say that's successful. You were able to latch yourself onto him before you're able to fly past him due to the momentum of being pulled in by the grappling hook. The grappling hook then goes back into the little holder it has on your wrist, and you are now on his back, basically, or on like his side, sort of. So that was 2 movement actions plus the grappling hook. I'm going to say that's your turn. Velnos, it is now back up to you. All right, Velnos, are you going to use the hammer again? You're going to use 2. All right, you're going to use 2 of them. Okay. All right, so I'll count that as 2 attacks. So you're gonna dual wield some hammers, and you're gonna try and smash his face. And I'm gonna say you're within enough movement speed because you got carried a bit when he ran you over the previous time. So you're gonna be able to run up to him and do this. So roll 2 attack rolls, 1 for each hammer. That one will hit. That one will miss. All right, so that's 19 damage. All right, so you smash him right in the face. You put a big dent in in the side of his fucking helmet. He's not doing so great. Now it's going to go down to Kane again. So Kane, he just ran your ass over, and you just kind of got up off the ground after getting smacked.
Right, I'm gonna try and just like shoot him just directly in the face.
Okay, are you going to use an explosive round or?
Yeah, actually, that's a great idea.
That'll
23.
hit. That will hit, and that's a targeted attack, so that's going to crit.
34. Let's go.
That means you're going to get 68 damage to his face. You shoot the explosive round at his face. It hits directly center at the end of his snout and blows his helmet apart. Kind of like, when you see like the end of a pipe or a barrel or something like splay out. It basically looks like that. Like his helmet just splays out in all directions, and the front of his face gets kind of torched. Now that he's had that exposed, it's now his turn. So, because he can't really do anything else, he's just going to roll into a ball and try and attack all of you again. All right, and that is also with a plus 15, so that is going to be a 32. He's going to aim for Kane again, because Kane keeps shooting it. Kane, you're going to have to beat a 32 with a reflex save. 28, you are not going to be able to do that, so he's going to hit you again.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, I can live with that.
13, okay, that's not terrible, so he just kind of crushes you a little bit. But at the same time, he's also going to kind of shift direction. He's going to try and hit Arch, because he sees that Arch keeps doing stuff to people, and he doesn't like that. So
Fuck off!
Arch, you're going to have to roll reflex and beat a 32.
Wait, how can he see when he has no eyes?
And I assume the yelling, fuck you, fuck that, fuck it to death is...
Yeah, basically, that's not helping.
Man, I have 10 decks. Alright, listen here.
Okay.
So Syra is just going to accept her fate and hold her shield in front of her.
29 to the face. So he hits you guys and then unfurls from his ball, and he's on the other side now. So Cham, you're still on his back. Because you were kind of on the side, you were just like rotating around a bunch of times. Now it's going to be Raka's turn. Raka, it's up to you now. What do you want to do? You want to try and cut him again?
Yeah, I lost some of my buffs by now, but fuck it, let's do this.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit. All right, that's another 26. So you carved his butt up. So you just went over there and you stabbed him with your sword. So he's bleeding now. A lot of his armor has been stripped. So he's having some difficulties. So Raka, you carved him up. Arch, it is now your turn. You wanted to turn all those zombies into a massive zombie death thing?
Yes, I absolutely do.
Okay, so basically the way that works, if I remember correctly, is that they all form into one and they combine their health. So each one of those zombies has 15 health. So that's 6 zombies combining into one. So that zombie concoction, whatever it is, has 90 health to it. So that is now formed. So that now actually goes immediately after your turn. Now that can attack if you want it to.
So I just point at the thing, said, go on, go do it.
Okay, it's not good. Okay, that's a 1. The undead monstrosity stumbles over its own feet in its first minutes of unlife and falls flat on its face in front of Vorgol, even though he can't actually see it.
Syra coos. She thinks that's adorable.
Cham, it's now your turn. You're on his side.
I'm going to crawl my way up to his neck, but I'm going to go for the jugular.
All right, you're going to try and stab him in the neck? Okay. Ooh, all right, that's going to miss.
Oh, I was going to do the tongue one as well, the dart.
All right, that'll hit. Yeah, it's going to be 32 damage. Dralark is behind everybody, so he's out of movement range. So he's going to move up to the front line. He's not going to do much. So now it's going to be you, Kane.
Okay, then I'll just use a magnum round.
Okay, you're going to use a magnum round, so you're going to shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
This might be the
Damn it.
19. All right, so you missed. So now it's Vorgol's turn again. So he's going to try doing that rolling attack. And Cham, you're around his chest. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be...
No, about around his neck area, yeah.
All right, so you're kind of still on the outside, so you're going to have to roll a reflex save to leap off. Otherwise, he's going to crush you. And that's going to be against his attack roll. Well, his attack roll is going to be a 20, so he beat you by 1. So you're going to take... So you take 4d10 damage. That's 25. He's going to also hit the undead monstrosity that is in front of him. And he's going to hit Syra again.
Listen here, you lizard bitch. Leave me alone.
So he's going to hit the undead mass, and since the undead mass is prone in front of him, I'm not going to bother rolling because the attack roll I think should be enough. They're going to take 4d10. That thing is going to take 17. You're going to have to roll a reflex save to get out of the way. You have to beat a 20. All right, you do not. So you're going to take another 4d10 damage from him hitting you. That's 24. Because of the way that this is working out, he's going to try and hit Kane too, because Kane's also in the same line of fire. So you're going to have to roll a reflex save. All you have to beat is a 20. Okay, yeah. So you are able to leap out of his way. Raka.
I'm going to do that ability. If
Okay.
he's at 5% health and I can just do that, I'm going to do that.
Yep, all you have to do is roll the hit, beat a 22 when you hit.
Well, then I beat the 22.
So that's going to auto-hit then. So Raka...
Really? I'm just going to kind of just like smash his face in because this was a long fight and he was annoying me.
You put the sword in the ground for a second because you really want to get your hands dirty on this. You leap on top of him and begin pummeling his face in until he just kind of starts quivering. His body starts like, his nerve endings are like just fucking freaking out. His head's getting smushed into nothing. And basically when you're done, you're just kind of smushing his head back into his armor where the helmet once was. And you have killed him. He is very much dead. So now the only other thing left is the carriage.
And then I'm gonna start going towards the carriage.
You reach the carriage. It's not that far away. You can walk to it.
I guess since it's smashed, it should be open.
Yeah, you can look inside of it. The compartment is opened. You look inside and you see that it appears to be empty. Everybody, please roll a listen check. Oh, nat 20. Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. So basically what happens is there's nothing in the cart. Arch, you're able to determine there's no magic that's involved. As you're doing that, a beam of fire erupts from the center of Dragonsteel Quarry and stretches into the atmosphere, appearing to go into space. A pillar of pure fire and red energy.
Is it Burning Man already?
As you watch this happen, you see what appears to be a mechanical claw rise out of the ground and grip the side of Dragonsteel Quarry, as well as what appears to be a head, a set of wings on a black and red dragon that looks to be made almost out of magma or the earth itself. It's half mechanical, half magical, and fire and brimstone and all of that. It launches a stream of fire into the air from its mouth, and it looks over at everything else in the area. Lorna and Gregor then come up to you because they've been sitting on the sidelines most of this time, and they say, you should probably get the fuck out of there before we all die.
Dios mío, el diablo.
Syra has already amalgamated the zombie monster into a mount and is skedaddling.
I'm gonna use my grappling hook onto her, onto Syra's skedaddly skeleton body.
So you guys are riding on that. Everybody else kind of runs. Raka, you're still like doubled in size, so you're able to move double your normal movement speed anyway. So yeah, you guys are all able to book it out of there while the dragon kind of looks around after it rises from inside the quarry. So yeah, you guys get back to your mounts and you travel back to the oasis with the news that you did indeed kill a dragonborn general, but it seems that one of the dragons may have also been summoned.